I am Christina from the Department of Chemistry, St. Joseph's College of Arts and Science, Kadalur. Today, I would like to give lecture on chemical kinetics. The word chemical refers to chemical reaction. Kinetics refers to rate or speed of chemical reaction. Chemical kinetics is concerned with understanding the rate of chemical reaction. Knowledge of the reaction rate quickly allows us to understand numerous factors within the reaction, including the rate law, units of rate constant, half-life, and much more. So, the knowledge of the reaction rate is important for us in the lab as well as for those chemists working in industries and doing research. Now, we discuss about rate of the reaction and the factors affecting the rate of the reaction. Let us understand what is meant by rate of the reaction. Rate of the reaction is the change in concentration of reactant and product per unit time. Now let us see how to write rate of the reaction. Look at this reaction. One nitrogen gas molecule reacts with 3 hydrogen gas molecules over finely divided iron as a catalyst to produce 2 ammonia molecules. Here, nitrogen and hydrogen are reactants and ammonia is the product. Generally, as the reaction proceeds, the concentration of the reactant decreases and the concentration of the product will increases. If we express the rate of the reaction in terms of reactant, then we can write rate is equal to minus d by dt of concentration of nitrogen. That is, the change in concentration of nitrogen per unit time. Here, the negative sign indicating that the concentration of nitrogen is decreasing with time. In terms of hydrogen and another reactant, we can write the rate expression like this. Rate is equal to minus 1 by 3 d by dt of concentration of hydrogen. Here the stoichiometric coefficient is 3. So we have to write minus 1 by 3 d by dt of concentration of hydrogen. Here I have written the negative sign because the concentration of hydrogen is decreasing with time. In terms of ammonia, we can write rate is equal to plus 1 by 2 d by dt of concentration of ammonia. Here I have written the positive sign because the concentration of ammonia is increasing with time. Now let us understand what is meant by average rate of reaction. Basically, average rate of reaction gives us the rate of the reaction over an interval of time. Average rate is expressed as delta x divided by delta t. Delta means a large change. So, delta t means over a large interval. Now, look at this reaction. A hypothetical reactant A gives a hypothetical product. At the beginning of the reaction, the concentration of A is 1 molar and of course the concentration of B will be 0 molar, since there is no formation of B at 0th time. After 20-second lapse, the concentration of A is 0.64 molar and the concentration of B is 0.36 molar. In this example, at the same rate, the reactants are being consumed and the products are being formed. Now, we calculate the average rate by subtracting the initial concentration of A from the final concentration of A at 20 seconds divided by 20 seconds. This gives 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 2 molar per second. The average rate can also be calculated in terms of products. After 20 seconds, the concentration of B is 0.36 molar. The average rate is calculated by subtracting the initial concentration of B from the final concentration of B at 20 seconds divided by 20 seconds. This gives again 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 2 molar per second. In terms of B, the product, rate of the reaction will be equal to the rate of the disappearance of reactant A. If we want to find the rate of a reaction at any particular point in time, then we have to find instantaneous rate of reaction. Instantaneous rate means a period of time that is so short that the concentration of the reactant and product change by a negligible amount. Instantaneous rate is expressed as dx divided by dt. D means small interval. Consider a reaction. A is giving the product and this reaction proceeds from 0 seconds to 900 seconds. The rate of the reaction is continuously falling down. Therefore, finding the rate at a specific time during the reaction could be quite difficult. Now assume we want to find the rate of the reaction at 300 seconds. The instantaneous rate of a reaction is equal to the gradient of the tangent at a particular time. So, to find the rate of the reaction at 300 seconds, simply I draw a line tangent to the curve at 300 seconds. To calculate the slope of the line, I am choosing the time interval from 200 seconds to 400 seconds. Now, I simply draw a line from the point of intersection at 400 seconds to the point which intersects y-axis. And also, I draw a line from the point of intersection at 200 seconds to the point at which intersects y-axis. From the graph, we can find the final concentration at 400 seconds is 0.22 moles per liter. And the initial concentration, which is at 200 seconds, is 0.42 moles per liter. This information may now be useful to calculate the instantaneous rate of the reaction at 300 seconds. Now we calculate the instantaneous rate for this reaction. The final concentration of A is 0.42 molar is subtracted from the initial concentration of A, which is 0.22 molar. This would be minus 0.2 molar. Also subtracting the initial time, which is 200 seconds, from the final time 400 seconds. This gives the difference 200 seconds. The final rate of the reaction is 1.0 into 10 to the power minus 3 molar per second. This technique is useful to calculate the instantaneous rate of the reaction at any point along this curve. Now we discuss the various factors affecting the rate of the reaction. The first factor is nature of reactant. Now we see how the nature of reactant affect the rate with some examples. Gaseous reactant generally reacts so quickly than the reactant molecules in other physical state. Here, methane gas burns faster than wax. To burn a candle wax, first the solid candle wax has to be melted and then vaporized before it reacts with oxygen. So, the solid wax takes some time to burn in oxygen. Look at these reactions. The oxidation of ferrous ion by permanganate ion in acidic medium takes place faster than combustion of carbon monoxide, because ferrous ion is a simple ion, so the reaction is fast. We consider the combustion of ethane and ethylene. Ethane contains carbon-carbon single bond. Ethylene contains two carbon atoms that are doubly bonded to each other. Double bond is stronger than single bond. So, breaking of the weaker bond is easier than the breaking the stronger bonds. So, combustion of ethane is faster than the combustion of ethylene. Another example, lithium quickly reacts with water compared to potassium. Lithium has low electronegativity compared to potassium. Metal with low electronegativity reacts faster than metal with high electronegativity, because the lower the value of electronegativity, more easily a metal will give up electrons. When metal lose electrons, they form ions. This is the reason lithium quickly reacts with water compared to potassium. Next factor is concentration. When we increase the concentration of the reactant, the rate of the reaction also increases. On the left, we have the sample with high concentration. There are many particles will have the chance of colliding with each other. On the right, we have the sample with low concentration. We have fewer particles. They have less chance of collision between them. So, as the concentration increases, the frequency of collision between the reactant particles increases, rate of the reaction also increases. In this reaction, the 2 gram of zinc will react faster in 6 moles per liter HCl than the same mass of zinc in 2 moles per liter HCl. The next is temperature. When the temperature of the reaction increases, the rate of the reaction increases. For example, the time taken to melt a metal will be much higher at a lower temperature, but it will decrease as soon as we increase the temperature. Actually, what happened? When the temperature of the reaction increases, the kinetic energy of the reactant molecules increases. So, the reactant molecules move faster. So they collide more frequently. Therefore, more particles will come over the activation barrier to form products. So when we increase the temperature, the reactant quickly converted to products. For every 10 degrees centigrade raise of temperature, the rate of the reaction doubles. Then what next is catalyst? When catalyst is present in a reaction, it will alter the rate of the reaction. Now we see how a catalyst speed up the reaction rate without being used up in the reaction. This pathway shows how the reactant is converted to product in the absence of a catalyst. In this pathway, the reactant molecules require more energy to take part in the reaction. But when we use a catalyst, the catalyst provides a new pathway to form product. Here this way requires less energy. So using a catalyst in a reaction lowers the activation energy for the reaction. Therefore, more particles have the required energy to overcome the activation energy barrier and form products. Next factor is surface area. Surface area of the reactant also affect the rate of the reaction. Suppose we burn a small chips of wood and then we burning a log of wood. Which will get burned faster? Definitely a small chips of wood get burned faster because the surface area of a smaller chips of wood is larger as compared to the surface area of the log of wood. If the surface area is larger, the reactant molecules contact frequently, thereby more number of collisions occur. The more collision per unit time increases the rate of the reaction. The greater the surface area, the greater would be the rate of the reaction. Next factor is light. Certain reactions taking place only in the presence of light. Such reactions are called photochemical reactions. In photochemical reactions, the intensity of light used is more. The reactant molecules absorb more energy and they undergo collision frequently, so the rate of the reaction is increases. We consider the chain reaction between chlorine and hydrogen. In the presence of light, chlorine molecule is energized and break up into free radicals. The free radicals being very reactive, they combine rapidly with hydrogen molecule to form hydrochloric acid. This reaction is done at ordinary pressure in darkness, daylight and sunlight. In darkness, the reaction almost not occur. In daylight, it is low. While in sunlight, the reaction is explosive. Let me summarize what we have seen today. I introduce you to the subject chemical kinetics. We discussed about the rate of the chemical reaction and the various factors affecting rate of the reaction. Thank you.